Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great. I wanted to take a quick moment to talk to you guys about these implicit bias tests that you are taking. I really want to encourage you to approach these tests with an open mind. You are all still students, and as social work students, we want to really focus on self-awareness. And while these tests certainly aren't perfect, they're a well-validated measure. And so I really want you to not get defensive on some of these tests, the results from some of these tests. So you might take a test and it might say something that like you moderately prefer a certain skin color over another skin color, and that immediately causes us as individuals, it's normal for us to immediately get defensive on that. That's normal. What I want you to do is take a step back from that and really think about and analyze some of your experiences, either growing up or throughout your life, and how that has shaped some of your beliefs today. So another thing that I would really encourage you to do as well is there is a frequently asked questions section that this project Implicit has that has some really great information. So I think that this is something that could really help you to understand some of these possible internal biases that you might have. It talks about implicit versus explicit. Explicit is you deliberately think about something. Implicit is something that's relatively inaccessible to your consciousness, so it's unconscious bias. So again, that's the purpose of some of these tests, is to look at some of your unconscious biases. It also talks a lot about hand-eye coordination and how that is not necessarily having anything to do with the tests. It has a lot of, right here, could the results be a function of hand-eye coordination? Really, the test is designed for speed because it wants you to think about it. It's really wanting to look at your stereotype, and do you immediately stereotype one thing or another. So again, I've taken the test, so I know that it can be kind of difficult sometimes, but it's really trying to kind of trick your brain to see if you do have an immediate preference one way or the other. So again, here's another great question. So if it does show that you have, moderate preference for a certain race over another, it does not necessarily mean that you're prejudiced, right? So you may have some implicit preferences for a group or over another group, but that's not necessarily a prejudice that you might have. So again, these are all some really great questions. Here's a great question. We want to encourage people to focus on strategies that deny implicit biases. The chance to operate one strategy is ensuring that implicit biases don't leak out in the first place. So again, I would highly encourage you to read through some of these frequently asked questions, and it does have some information about this anonymous data that's collected and a list of published research papers, and it's publicly available. So again, when you're writing up these journals, all of this to say that I want you to really try and have an open mind with these. It's absolutely normal to immediately get defensive for some of these things, and I want you to try and take a step back and understand that you are learning and you are growing in yourself. We all have implicit biases, every single one of us. And so I want you to really recognize and understand that and use this as a learning and growing opportunity rather than something to be defensive about. So again, I'm excited to read over your journals. Thank you guys so much. I hope that this is a good, fun way to learn and grow more and become more self-aware of a lot of some of your issues that you might have in terms of biases. So thank you all so much. I hope you have a great week. Please let me know if there's anything that you need from me. Have a good one.